Back again. Yeah, we're moving on now. After the highs of getting the engine started, we've got the reality now of the issues that we've got from finding out from the engine started. The top hose was getting really hot. The bottom hose stone cold. So I remember when I was putting the timing belt on, not the timing belt, the auxiliary belt, and I was rotating the water pump, it was solid, and I had to get a screwdriver in between to free it up, and I got it round and I thought hopefully that'll be okay. Obviously not, because I don't think it's rotating inside, and I've had problems getting these out before. So what I'm going to do is drain the water out, take the radiator out to give me a bit more space, and then try and pull it out. And I've ordered a new one, but it's coming from the UK, so I've been told it will take 2 days. So what we now is Thursday. I need the car for not this Saturday, the following Saturday. So if it comes Monday, I can fit it, and then hopefully everything else will be done. I've got the weekend to get all the other bits and pieces done. Then I can drive it about a bit and try it out. I'm doing the light connectors at the moment. I've just done this side and taped it up. I'm crimping the joints. They were all soldered before, so I'm going to yeah, try and get all the little bits and pieces done. I've got to these. I don't have to paint the wing, but it'd be nice to, and the bumper. Get the firewall in. Sort the throttle cable out. I've still got loads to do, but I'm pleased the engine's running, albeit with a dodgy water pump. And hopefully the thermostat isn't going to be blocked as well. I might swap that while we're on it as well. But everything I touch on this engine seems to be quite hard to get off, but we'll see how it goes. Right, under the car, the gearbox mount arrived. So it's on the slots so it can slide backwards and forwards. But it's obviously it's a different gearbox to the one that it was built for. I think that was an automatic box. So this side, there's nothing connecting it. So what I've done, it's a bit awkward under here because I'm lying under the car. I've welded a end to this bit of tube. The idea is I'm going to cut, if you can see the yellow line, and then weld the tube onto the mount, and in that way it will secure it all and keep it all solid, in theory. So we'll get making that. That's the extension welded on. I just put a coat of primer on it whilst it's still hot, because it dries in about 30 seconds. Could do with paint, but I'll do that in the future. Right, hopefully it's going to fit. I'll give it a go now. That's it on. It's all bolted up. So I can let the car down a bit now. I've had its the gearbox propped up on a axle stand for quite a while now, so at least it'll make it easier to work in the engine bay. One thing I've just remembered is I need to change the slave cylinder because the seals were burst on it. Better find out now, but that's what I meant to do before I put the gearbox mount on, because it would have been easy to get to. They're a bit of a pain, but I'm sure it's gettable too. You got to laugh. Yeah, you have got to laugh. Unfortunately, as I put the slave cylinder in for the clutch, usually you have to push them in quite hard because they've got a bit of resistance, so they've got to push the arm back in, but this didn't. So the arm wasn't actually touching the clutch lever. So something's gone wrong in there, and yeah, I wasn't holding that much hope for the clutch, but I was trying to be hopeful. You know, what can you do? So I've been, you can't see it from me, I've been in the garden. I've got an old 323i which is under a cover. So I've pulled the starter motor off that. That seems to work with the original clutch that I had in there. If only I'd known at the time. I didn't know what was going on with starter motors. I could have taken that off and put it on and we wouldn't be in this position. And I also seem to think that the fact that the top hose was getting really hot and the bottom hose wasn't was because the thermostat wasn't open. Because as bad as the water pump was, corrosion-wise, it was still rotating, so it still would have pumped water around. Anyway, hopefully it should have turned up today, but it hasn't. So, but I'm a bit busy. I've got to take the engine out again, change the flywheel to the original one, and then put the clutch on, put it back as it was last week, and then put the starter motor on, and hopefully everything will work. I've ordered a starter motor. Yeah, I've just got to laugh. I've got, what are we now? We're Monday. It's got to be ready by Saturday. So I'll work tonight and see. I had to work today. I'll see how we get on, and fingers crossed, hopefully. It can't keep going wrong. Oh, please don't. Right, let's get on it. Right, what I've decided to do, it's 4:20. I'm going to start taking the engine out. The rad's out already. I've got the rad out, so it's a bit of a head start, and I'm going to start pulling it out now and see how long it takes. Yeah, I've got it out. It's going to take a lot longer to get it back in again. I did a few shortcuts. Well, I tried leaving the water hose on, but that was a bit restrictive. I've had to leave the water temp gauge on since that's glued in. It is now 6:15. So I'm going to go in. That sounds like the girlfriend pulling in. 6:15. So what was that? 4:20. 4:15. So 2 hours to get it like this. But I think we're going to sort of double that to get it back in again. But I'm interested to see what's happening with this clutch and why it didn't work.